What's up guys, Hisaragi here, back again with another deck profile, this time being my Aqua premium list. If you saw my standard video, you pretty much already knew that this was coming, especially considering A, I don't have many places to play premium format outside of online, but more importantly B, Aqua isn't scheduled to be getting any more support anytime soon, so this is most likely the definitive deck list for me right now until that happens, which I really do hope happens because even though Aqua Force is in an okay position, I would like some cool cards, just to mess around. So without further ado, I'm gonna just jump right in. This is the Ripple variant. So what it does is that what you mainly want to ride your any unit that has an Excel circle, and then you use Odysseus, swap it out, and then you can just pressure from there. And of course, since you have Odysseus, you can just build field with key cards like the Turtle, have pressure with the Ripple Grade 1, Ripple Grade 2, all that other good stuff. So, without further ado, I'm gonna just get right to it. My starter is Eric, as you already saw, because with the Ripple starter, if I ride the grade 1, it will go into the soul, which means I have to call an extra card to use with Odysseus. I would rather have a unit that just calls itself out and not have to deal with the hassle of that. And then, considering it's Eric, I can grab a grade 3 if I really need a grade 3, or if I don't use the skill, I just throw him into the soul with Odysseus and do my mambo combo shenanigans. So, I am playing technically 4 Diamantes, but I did not get my 4th Diamantes because these Diamantes go to my standard deck, and I didn't think I would ever play 4. But lo and behold, I am playing 4 in this. Its substitute is Gondikas because he is an Excel circle ride that has benefits on the rear guard circle. So you mainly want to ride these cards and then just swap them out with Odysseus into your Ripple target, Miltiades. You don't really use the skill too much because I personally don't play a whole lot of Ripples to benefit off of it. This deck is a little weird from the standard topping lists because I did add my own little spin on it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So my last grade 3, because we are playing 9, I am not playing Genovius. I am playing 2 Thavas. Let me scratch that up here. Playing 2 Thavas because A, I'm hugely obsessed with Thavas. My favorite unit, my favorite card. But more technically, B, he is a restander. So if you ride him, if you can't get to Diamantes, you can just ride Thavas, call out Miltiades with Odysseus, throw Thavas to the side, and hey, all your other grade 3 rear guards are able to multi-attack. So it helps in the event that you need something rather than Genovius, which is a 10k vanilla, and I honestly don't see myself legioning too often. So there is also that. Grade 2s. Playing 4 Tidal Assault, the original one. I don't really like the new one because I don't want to keep using up soul. And even though he does minus 5k from himself, with the new rules, you can just say not use the skill and then just restand and then later on use the skill. So we play 4 of him and the 1 Algos because he is technically a Tidal Assault when you Odysseus him for your Ripple Grade 2. So you always want to either hit Tidal Assault with as your grade 2 ride, or you want to hit for a Turtle, which will, when placed on either Vanguard or Rearguard circle, check the top card. If it's a grade 1 or 2, call it, and then you use Odysseus, swap it, get another, and then call him back out, check again, build your field, all that good stuff. Standard card that you pretty much play in Ripples no matter what. And lastly, 2 Pavroths. I was originally running 1 because I was just like, I mean, I'm not gonna swap out over and over again, but there was an instance where I had two Odysseus on the field. I had a turtle. I used the first Odysseus, rode him, got the turtle, turtle whiffed, and I was just like, oh, let me use the second one. And then I was like, wait, I don't have two pack routes. So I play two. Plus, damaging the one is just a horrible scenario. You always want to have this by the start of your battle phase. And on to the grade ones. This deck would not be where it is without Odysseus at 4, fresh off the ban list. Pretty much the combo breaker of this deck. You put any of your rear guards to your soul, get a ripple unit of the same grade as that unit, ride it, and then call any unit with the same grade as that card to a rear guard circle, and it gains plus 2k. So deck thinning, and then if you have turtle, you can just get field advantage, all that good stuff. For stride fodder, because this is after after I do all my ripple shenanigans, I'm mostly going to be striding. I mainly want to stride, and because since I'm playing Thavas, if I do not have a good grade 3, especially after using Eric, I can just reveal whatever grade 3, grab Thavas, and that's that. But I don't want to be in a position where I don't stride. And as a tech card, I play V-EB02 Battle Siren Orthea. The reason I play her is because back in G era, she was nuts with Alexandros in the Thavas deck. She was nuts even back when Lambros first came out, only because she just allows your rear guards to just keep swinging with that huge extra power buff, only for a counter blast and a soul blast, and she has resist, so if you're up against any control deck, I mean, she's not gonna get taken off the board unless you're up against Dragonic Overlord or anything that just doesn't care about resist, which is very rare in this meta. But she's good. She's not a must-have, but if you have her on the field and the stars align, pretty much are gonna win that turn. Two Soteria. Only play 2 because I don't want to clog up with 4 of those since they're kind of useless outside of riding or having in the soul for the grade 2, which is, again, why I feel like if you're playing Ripples or Odysseus, I understand, having it for consistency so that you can always get a +1 with Miltiades, but, I mean, you only need 1 for Odysseus, and then everything else is just, like, better utility cards. But I play 2 in the event that 1 gets damage checked, as usual. So triggers. We are playing 8 crit. New crits. I mean, I don't see why you would be playing old crits since they don't give you the power nor the shield value. But new crits are good. I don't really recommend fronts because if you are up against a control deck and you don't really have a good field, then it kind of sucks to be you. And lastly, then again, you also want to be able to push as quickly as possible, and crits do that more than fronts. Lastly, for draw PGs, pretty standard actually. And then for the new heals, I do have the resource heals, the one that counter charge or soul charge one if it's discarded for a G guard. But again, I value the power that the new triggers give, plus 10k to things, so because it helps increase the aggression and it helps like bump your multi-attack, your re-standards and stuff. So yeah. G-Zone. Every Aqua Force deck nowadays plays Alexandros. Doesn't matter how many you play, as long as you play him, because he's usually your win condition. Yeah. Not much else to say about him. He's cool. One Wailing Thavas. my favorite card of all time, the mat. You don't really go into him unless you really want to, just feel like being that one person that wants to clear board. Now, if you run out of counterblast or get damage denied, you go into Lambros. That way you can get the plus 10k. You get your generation flips, all that good stuff. If you do not have if you got damage denied on your first stride, go into Commander, or you just flip this with Alexandros and all that good stuff. And one Flood Hazard, again, if you get damage denied and can't make an Alexandros play. Literally, a lot of these Aquaforce cards are just, hey, I don't need Counterblast to go off. So, one Sea Breeze. Even though Ripples pretty much crush very early, in the event that your opponent wants to sit on grade 2 and force you into riding, you could just be like, okay, ride, Sea Breeze, and then just keep pressuring them down. Especially if you ride into like one of your Excel circles and then swap it out with Odysseus, then Sea Breeze, and then you commence the punish game. Cool stuff. One Ionis, I recommend playing 2 because you want your G's zone flipped up as quick as possible. One Ice Barrier, he's just your standard 10k, but again, you much rather want to read this at 2. 3 Galphilia, only because you typically want to flip her with Alexandros so that if you ever do get damage denied, you can Soul Blast 1, flip her face down, countercharge 1, and then you can proceed. But yeah, and then 1 Colburn. Colburn is really just if your opponent has huge hand, but other than that, I would rather be playing Dismal. I don't have Dismal, sadly, so yeah, that's unfortunate. And from my standard deck, Excel markers, sorry. You only generally make 1 because if you ride your second one, I mean, you can ride later on again, but you better hope you have the ability to stride. Other than that, you're just fine with just 1 circle. You're fine with that. So, that was my premium Aquaforce list. It's very different from, the Ripple lists that have been topping because there are a lot of cards that people may not even consider running. But I just wanted to do my own spin on it. Again, the deck works pretty good. It's just simply rush early, build advantage early, and then Alexandros for the rest of the game. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I wouldn't expect another deck profile anytime soon unless I decide to write one on my Tumblr page, which I will leave down in the description because I don't have a whole lot of decks. This is literally my 3rd deck, kinda. So, yeah. Don't forget to follow me on social media, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Catch you later.